All right, we are here with the head coach of the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, Coach Jeremy Russell. And Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about last season. A 3-7 overall record, 3-3 in district play. Just talk to me a little bit about how last year went and your thoughts on it.
Well, I wasn't here last year, so I was at Newton last year. But just from the investigating that I've kind of done and looking at film and things like that, very young squad last year. We had a whole bunch of sophomores playing, also a bunch of freshmen playing last year, which I think is going to be one of our strengths this year. Is that even though we were young last year, we've got a lot of experience, at least on a Friday night experience, coming back for this season.
Well, and as you said, coming over from Newton, which has a ton of history and success and a powerhouse in the state, when on the move from Newton over to Omaha to Paul Pewitt, how has that transition been for you so far?
It's been great. It really has, and I think part of that is, I gotta give credit to the people of Omaha and Naples here. Because it's been so welcoming. I mean, so many people have offered to help, and the night that we moved here, the entire team was at our house waiting for us to help us unload the trailer. So, moving and just like any other aspect of life, anytime something's new, there's the struggles of finding your way and creating your path and things like that. But it's been almost seamless. It's me and my wife have multiple times talked about how it's meant to be. It's obvious that it's meant to be on how things have just fit perfectly the way they needed to. Sometimes we've had questions of how is this going to work, and then it just works out on its own. So it's been great. It really has.
Well, and moving from Newton to Pewitt now is dropping a classification for you and going now into 2A. So in the district realignment that they've been put in, Honeygrove, Cooper, Alba Golden, Rivercrest, Bowles, and Como-Picton, what do you know about this district that you're going into?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. At least as far as preparing for them and things like that, it's something that I typically do in the spring and summer. Is I'll kind of go back and watch our opponents from the last season, really scout them all over again, what we thought they would give us, what they ended up giving us, and I don't really have that information. So there is a little bit, which part of it's new and exciting, so it's like, hey, we're about to play new people, and some of them I'm familiar with because I have coached in this area before, but different coaches at these schools now. So part of it's kind of exciting. Like, hey, I wonder what we're going to see. How are they going to treat us compared to how teams in Southeast Texas treated us? And I can't say enough about our district. It's a good district as far as 2A goes. Maybe definitely one of the strongest districts in 2A at Division I. It's going to be. There's some good programs there. Absolutely.
Nothing like diving headfirst into the deep end, right? We're jumping right back into 2A.
No choice.
No, yeah. So what are you looking to do this year to kind of installing your culture and your philosophy? What does that look like? What does your coaching philosophy and your culture kind of look like?
Well, the thing that we've already started kind of putting in place here is very simple, and it's something I actually caught on a long time ago. I saw the TCU baseball coach, actually, he talked about all the time how work wins. And it's just as simple as that sounds. I've used those two words, work wins. And honestly, and I talk to our kids about all facets of life, in your grades. If you want better grades, you're going to have to work harder. If you want to be better at football, you're going to have to work harder. If you want to be a better husband, you're going to have to work harder. If you want to be a better father, you're going to have to work harder. So I tell them all the time. I tell my coaches, and I tell our kids that it's work wins. It's no guarantee. There's a lot of people out there that work their butts off and still don't quite get what they want or deserve. But more often than not, people that don't put in the work don't get. And I tell them all the time that the people who achieve things without work, is usually there because they're lucky, and we don't really want to base our lives on luck. So instilling that, hey, look, work is going to win. Work is going to get you where you want to go, or at least as close as you can get to it. I want to be I'm 43 now. I still want to play in the NFL. I can work my butt off. I ain't getting there, but I can give myself the best chance possible. So that's what we want to instill in our kids. And it's not just football. Of course, it works for football as well, but just life in general. Like, if you're going to be productive members of society, you're going to have to work. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Work wins. Well, let's talk about this season. So your first season here at Pewitt, what are your expectations and kind of what are you looking forward to this upcoming year?
Man, I'll be honest with you. The thing that I'm looking forward to most is just seeing these guys in action. You know, obviously we've watched film from last year, but we weren't here. And we have a large amount of turnover coaches-wise. So we have 9 coaches total, boys coaches, and 6 of them are new. So for 6 of us, we're still waiting to have our first season here at Pewitt, and you know, we're excited about playing a game in our stadium. We're excited about seeing what we've kind of already started installing, like seeing it in action. I'm excited for our kids to be out there and have success. You know, I think it wasn't that long ago that Pewitt probably would have been in the conversation of one of the better programs in Northeast Texas. And I don't know if right this second if that's true. And I'm excited for our kids to get back to that to that level of you know, the way they've been revered, I guess you could say. I've known who Pewitt was my entire coaching career because they've had great successes. So I'm excited that these kids are going to have the opportunity to go back to what, honestly, where Pewitt should be at all times.
All right, Coach Russell. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on East Texas Now. I appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck to the Brahmas this year, and we will keep up with you throughout the season.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.